I remember that fateful day at Platte Canyon High School in Bailey, and Colorado as if it were yesterday. The sun was shining brightly, casting a warm glow on the campus grounds. The usual bustle of students and the chatter of excited voices filled the air, painting a picture of normalcy that would soon be shattered. I was sitting in my history class, engrossed in the teacher's lecture, when the intercom crackled to life. The principal's voice came on, urgent and tinged with worry, instructing all teachers to initiate a lockdown procedure. Confusion rippled through the room as my classmates and I exchanged uneasy glances. Lockdown drills had become a routine part of our education, but this time there was an unmistakable tension in the air. Our teacher moved swiftly, her face a mask of determination as she locked the classroom door and ushered us away from the windows. The classroom fell silent, the only sounds being the soft shuffling of feet and the rapid thumping of my heart. We huddled together, each of us exchanging silent prayers for safety. Minutes stretched into an eternity, the weight of the unknown hanging heavily over us. Outside, the once familiar hallways seemed like a maze of uncertainty. Through the window's frosted glass, I caught glimpses of teachers hurrying past, their faces etched with concern. We clung to the hope that this was just another drill, that the threat would prove to be nothing more than a false alarm. But then the whispers began. Whispers that filtered through the classroom walls and carried with them the terrifying truth. A gunman had entered our school, and he was holding several of our fellow students hostage. Panic gripped my chest, and I exchanged frantic glances with my classmates. The reality of the situation crashed over us like a tidal wave, drowning us in fear and disbelief. News spread like wildfire through whispered conversations, painting a harrowing picture of the unfolding events. As time ticked by, the tension inside the classroom grew thicker, a suffocating mix of anticipation and dread. We clung to one another, our faces pale, our hands trembling. Then, a chilling silence fell. The sound of footsteps echoed in the hallway outside our door, each footfall like a heavy weight on my heart. A wave of nausea washed over me, and I held my breath, unable to tear my eyes away from the door. The seconds stretched into an eternity, the world outside reduced to a single point of focus. And then the intercom crackled to life once more. The principal's voice, shocky yet resolute, informed us that law enforcement had intervened. Relief surged through the room, a collective sigh escaping our lips. We still held our breath, still waited, but the knowledge that help was on the way was a lifeline in the darkness. The minutes that followed were a blur of emotions, fear, relief, and grief all tangled together. News filtered in slowly, the tragic reality revealed. One of our own had been lost. A fellow student, a friend, taken from us in a senseless act of violence. The Platte Canyon High School hostage situation left an indelible mark on our community. A stark reminder of the fragility of life and the challenges we face in safeguarding our schools. It's a memory that will forever be etched into my heart, a testament to the strength and resilience of a community that came together in the face of darkness, determined to ensure that such a tragedy would never be forgotten. The excitement was palpable as our elementary school class gathered for a field trip to the local park. The sun was shining, the air crisp with the promise of adventure. I remember the feeling of anticipation as we boarded the buses, chattering with friends about the fun that awaited us beyond the school walls. As we arrived at the park, the playground seemed like a paradise of swings, slides, and laughter. The teachers and chaperones herded us off the buses, each of us eager to explore the vast green expanse that stretched out before us. I could feel the energy in the air, a mix of curiosity and joy that only children on a field trip can exude. We scattered like a kaleidoscope of colors, each group of friends finding their corner of the park to conquer. I teamed up with my best friends, determined to make the most of the day. The sound of children's laughter echoed, punctuated by the rhythmic squeak of swings and the delighted cries of those on the slides. But then, amidst the laughter and play, a hushed whisper rippled through the air. The news spread like wildfire. A student was missing. Panic seized my chest, and I exchanged wide-eyed glances with my friends. Could this really be happening? Teachers and chaperones sprang into action, their faces etched with worry as they initiated a search. The once vibrant park now felt like a labyrinth of uncertainty. A heaviness settled over us, a stark reminder of how quickly joy can turn to apprehension. I remember the feeling of unease as we were called to gather near the playground. A roll call was taken, and the atmosphere was tense, a mix of concern and confusion. As the minutes ticked by, my heart raced, each beat a staccato rhythm of worry. I watched as teachers fanned out, their eyes scanning the park for any sign of our missing classmate. Their determination was palpable, their voices steady as they reassured us that everything would be all right. But beneath their brave faces, I could sense the urgency and fear that gripped them. And then, a collective sigh of relief swept through the group. The missing child had been found safe and unharmed just a short distance away. Cheers erupted, a chorus of elation that echoed through the park. Our missing friend was returned to us, enveloped in hugs and relieved smiles. The rest of the day felt like a blur of emotions, relief, joy, and gratitude all mingling together. The cloud of uncertainty that had briefly shrouded the park lifted, replaced by the warmth of a community bound by a shared experience. As the buses rumbled to life at the end of the day, I looked out at the park one last time, grateful for the happy ending to a story that could have taken a much different turn. The missing student incident became a poignant reminder of the importance of vigilance, quick response, and the unwavering dedication of those who protect and care for us. And as we returned to school, the memory of that day served as a lasting testament to the power of hope and the strength of a community that rallies together in times of uncertainty. The day started like any other at Marysville Pilchuck High School in Washington State. The halls were alive with the usual bustle of students, laughter, and the echo of lockers slamming shut. As I made my way to the cafeteria for lunch, I could hear the familiar hum of conversation growing louder with each step. The scent of food wafted through the air as I entered the bustling cafeteria. Friends gathered around tables, sharing stories and jokes. The atmosphere was lively, a snapshot of teenage life that felt so ordinary and comforting. I found an empty seat and joined my friends, our chatter blending seamlessly with the buzz of the cafeteria. Plates clinked, laughter rang out, and for a moment it seemed like time was frozen in a bubble of youthful camaraderie. But then, without warning, the air was pierced by a deafening sound. It was a sound that sent shockwaves through the cafeteria, a sound that seemed unreal in its brutality. A gunshot. The world around me seemed to slow down as chaos erupted. Panic and confusion swept over the once vibrant room, turning it into a scene of horror. The laughter was replaced by screams, the carefree chatter replaced by cries of fear and disbelief. Students scrambled, chairs overturned, and the echoes of that single shot seemed to hang heavy in the air. My heart raced, and my mind struggled to process the unthinkable reality unfolding before me. Amid the chaos, I caught sight of a figure, a fellow student with a gun in their hand. The sight was surreal, a nightmarish vision that sent shivers down my spine. The seconds stretched into eternity as the gunman's eyes met mine, and in that moment time seemed to stand still. More shots rang out, each one a jolt of terror that reverberated through my very being. The scene was a blur of movement and fear, a dance of survival in a place that had once been a haven of education and camaraderie. As the chaos unfolded, the realization dawned on me. This was not a scene from a movie or a story I could distance myself from. This was real, and lives were at stake. I saw classmates fall, their faces a mask of shock and pain. The cafeteria, once a place of unity, had become a battleground of unspeakable horror. And then, as abruptly as it had started, the gunfire ceased. The gunman turned the weapon on himself, and the cafeteria fell into an eerie silence. The aftermath was a scene of devastation, a chilling tableau of lives forever altered. The incident left the community reeling, a shockwave of grief and disbelief that rippled through the town. In the wake of the tragedy, discussions ignited about the factors that had led to this unspeakable act: bullying, mental health, and the urgent need for gun violence prevention. As I reflect on that day, the memories remain vivid, each detail etched into my mind. The Marysville Pilchuck High School shooting was a painful reminder that the places we consider safe and familiar can be shattered in an instant. It was a stark call to action, a plea for change, and a testament to the resilience of a community that rallied together in the face of unspeakable tragedy.